I'm Lisa, and we've got 4 more videos for you. This time we're adding some scripture, and I have some props. If you need to use a chair, modify using a chair. Otherwise, we're going to hit our mat and have a little fun. Our first scripture is Psalm 27, verse 1. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Who do I fear? The Lord is my life's refuge. Of whom am I afraid? So I always ask my students to come with an intention, so let this resonate with you throughout this practice today. Now I am sitting on a block. I have some props with us today, so I have a block. If you don't have a block, you can sit on a pillow, you can sit on your mat. I also brought with me a couple different tools for straps, and you'll see how we use these. If you don't have those available, an old towel, t-shirt, anything like that will work just fine. I prefer to sit in hero's pose by placing the block here. If you would prefer to sit with your ankles crossed, as the kids call it, crisscross applesauce, you can sit that way, again, either on your mat or on the block if you have one available. So we're just going to start. This first series is going to be all about our backs and getting movement through there and just getting the body going a little bit. We're going to start with some beautiful side bends and a little bit of neck work. So feel free, again, to modify as needed. So I want you to grow the crown of your head up, sitting tall, rolling the shoulders away from your ears. We're going to drop our chin down to our chest and just breathe. Right ear to the right shoulder. If you wish, you can let the right hand drop down. Let the left hand drop down, and it's going to give you a little bit more stretch there in the left neck. If you need a little bit more, anchor those fingers down. Take the right hand to the left ear. We're not pulling, we're just adding weight. Go ahead and release, nice and slow, back up through center, pause, let the neck readjust, and then drop the left ear down. Anchoring again those right fingers if you wish, and taking the left hand over. Again, just a little weight, no pressure. And go ahead and release, dropping your chin back to the chest. And nice and slow, right ear to the right, dropping the head back, left to the left, chin to chest, and then taking the opposite direction. Coming back to that neutral, inhale the arms up. As you exhale, take the right hand down towards your mat. Drive the left hand up and over as you anchor that left hip down towards your block or your mat. Finding a beautiful side stretch here in the left side body. As you inhale, come back up. And as you exhale, let's take it to the other side. Now this is a perfect time, if you wish, to pause the video and do this 2 or 3 more times. Everything we do, we generally do in 3s. Now welcome back when you're ready, and we're going to remove the block and we're going to come into a table. And I'll tell you, I don't normally teach with notes, but I usually have a class. So excuse my notes today. We're going to start in a table, and if you notice, my shoulders are over my wrists.
Wow,
and
are you doing yoga?
Well, we were doing yoga.
I always stop in and say hi to yoga. I'm just saying hi.
Hi.
Just keep going.
We are. We just edit. We're good. Perfect time for him to bust in, right? All right. So we're in our table here. Notice my shoulders are over my wrists. My hips are over my knees, and my knees are about a fist to fist and a half apart. That is hip distance. My palms are pressing down on my mat, and my wrist creases are parallel to the top of the mat. Putting my weight in my thumb and first finger, my index finger. Lifting my navel up towards my spine and taking my outer hips and pressing them away from me. I'm going to drop that belly down, pressing those hips away, taking my gaze up. Feeling a nice pull, a nice stretch from my navel all the way up through my throat. This is cow pose. And just breathing here for a couple of breaths, and when you're ready, on your next exhale, you're going to pull that belly up and in, press the floor away, coming into a cat. And we're going to do this 2 more times, following your own breath. Cow, And then cat, cow. Always remembering you can hold wherever you need. Coming back to that beautiful neutral spine, we're going to take our right hand forward and our left hand toes back. If you need to keep your toes on your mat, you can certainly do that. Otherwise, I'd like you to lift them, point those toes down, and feel that inner left thigh lifting for a little bit of spinal balance here. And as you take your next exhale, you're going to bring that elbow and knee to meet under. And as you inhale, take it long. 2 more times here. Keeping that left leg lifted, let the right hand come down. Press that heel away as you drop those toes to the outside, as far to the right as you can. Grow the crown of the head forward, making some space in that left side body, and then exhale, look for that left foot. Coming back through center, drop that knee down. Take 1 cow-cat. Once you're back to neutral, you're going to take this time the left hand forward and the right leg back, spiraling that right hip in, pressing the heel away, toes are pointing down. Long inhale, exhale, elbow to knee for 3 sets. Finding that length, dropping that hand down. This time those right toes go all the way to the left. Grow the crown and then look over the left shoulder. Pressing that heel away, feeling that stretch in the right side body. Nice and slow, bringing that knee back down. Taking those left toes off your mat, centering your left hand to the middle of your mat and just out from your left shoulder. Take your right foot all the way to the back of your mat, a modified side plank. Let those right arms come all the way up, and then lifting up, coming into gate pose. Right hand down the right leg, left arm shoots over the head. Beautiful left side body stretch. Nice and slow, spiral that left hand down as that right leg lifts. Bring that right arm over the head and elbow to knee 3 times. So you can see this workout this morning or afternoon, whenever you're watching this, is getting into those abs too for you. Again, coming up, following this through 3 times. Feel free to pause and then meet us back. So now that you're back, we're going to do the other side. So go ahead. Now you can see what this looks like from the back and the alignment. My right toes are curled under. It's off the mat. My right hand is away from the shoulder, center of my mat. Left foot goes back. Left arm comes up. Notice that my chest is up towards the ceiling. Nice and slow, come up. And then take this side bend all the way to the left. Taking the right hand down, lifting that left leg, left arm up, all the way over, and again, 3 times, elbow to knee. Letting that foot come down, coming all the way back into our gate. Doing that again 3 times total, and then coming back to your table. Taking a couple breaths here to readjust yourself, maybe a couple of those cow-cats if you need that. Now we're going to do a little bit of a back bend when you come back. So you're going to go ahead and come into that modified side plank. So we're here, lifting that leg, keeping your palm up and open. You're going to reach around and grab the inside of your foot. Your thumb is by that big toe mound. You're going to press that foot away from you, taking that arm and opening your shoulder. A little bit of a back bend here. After you've done this for a few breaths, come back down. I'll demonstrate again using the other side so you can see what the back looks like here. Right hand is centered, right foot is off. I start here, come into that modified side plank, keeping that palm up, reach around, grabbing here at that big toe mound, and then opening it up. When I'm ready, coming to that release, and then coming into table, maybe a couple of cow cats, and then we're going to make our way down onto our mats, into a seat. We're going to come into a boat pose. So we've done a lot of core work already, but every time those elbows and knees come together, we're giving ourselves a little crunch. So we're going to go ahead and plant our feet, move the flesh so you can really feel those two sits bones, anchoring yourself down onto your mat. Modification for this first, hands come behind you, fingers towards your body, and you can keep the feet down if you wish, or you can lift them, or you can point the toes up towards the ceiling. That's your modification. If you're comfortable, you can always take the arms out. This is high boat. We're really coming into our core. Low boat, high boat. Again, you're going to do these as many times as you wish, pausing the video and joining us when you're ready. Welcome back. Our final pose before Shavasana and some guided meditation will be, we have two poses, I'm sorry. We're going to do bridge pose first. Now, bridge pose, we've crunched these muscles in our core, and we want to elongate them now. We want to keep them beautiful and strong. I'm going to demonstrate with a block. You can use a pillow, a block, or if you're an experienced yogi, then go into boat pose, or bridge pose rather, the way you're very comfortable with it. Planting the feet, taking the block. Notice we have this side, or this side. So you have lots of different height choices. You can just take it to this medium height, placing it, the low back, off of the spine, near the sacrum, walking those feet in, shoulder blades coming together. We're just elongating through that core. If you prefer to come all the way up, you can be here. If you prefer to do it without the block, interlace your fingers, driving them towards your heels, keeping your gaze up towards the ceiling, a slight space between the chin and the chest, driving those shins and knees away from you, and just breathe. Removing the hands or the block, nice and slowly come down, feet to the outer edges of your mat, knees come in, and then just windshield wiper those knees a little bit. Take any of those kinks out of the back. Now we're going to do a spinal twist here. So you're going to bring the knees in, drop them over to the left, outstretch your right arm and look to the right. It doesn't matter if those knees come down to your mat. It's more important that both shoulders are firmly planted on your mat. You'll hold this pose for maybe 5 breaths before coming back up to center, hugging those knees in again, and now dropping them to the right, outstretching the left arm and taking a look over to the left. If you hear or notice that your back cracks during this, that's perfectly normal, no worries. And then slowly bring those knees back in, maybe massage your back a little back and forth, and then just outstretch your legs, coming into that corpse pose, that final resting pose. So take some time here to maybe pause this first, find some beautiful music, preferably something without words, or something that means something to you if you prefer something with words. And then when you're ready, turn this back on, and we're going to meditate a little bit with this scripture. So welcome back. If you've gotten yourself all ready and comfortable, we're going to take 3 deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Closing the eyes, assessing the body, and finding the peace and comfort and relaxation here. The purpose of yoga, if you didn't already know what it is to exhaust the body so that we can meditate, so we can hear God's words to us. So today, I'd like you to meditate on Psalm 27, verse 1. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Who do I fear? The Lord is my life's refuge. Of whom am I afraid?